He kind of
Jeez.
looks around to see if any guards noticed what happened.
They're not paying any attention to to what's going on there. You weren't having a particularly loud conversation overall, so it's very unlikely they would have heard anything.
Okay, doke. Oh, just out of curiosity, like Chet looks towards the storehouse that they were in last night. How is it looking today?
The doors are still closed. All the bodies are gone, but there is still quite a lot of like, unnamed sort of goo spread across the mud in the area. You can see an attempt that someone has tried to sort of shovel away the kind of like the stained and infected mud, but it looks more like they've accidentally spread it more than anything else.
We made a mess last night. Whoops.
We?
Yes, we. Were you not there? Yes. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand what you mean. Yes. Yeah. We just like look around the other buildings. What? I don't actually know where we are, other than Thrain's restaurant and the storehouse. Like, what's the building to the northeast and then northwest, and then just going around, I guess.
So just to the right hand side of the left hand side of the storehouse, there is a building with a sign saying florists written on there. Again, the door appears to be closed on that one. And then further on to the left, so over here, you can see something which says like Dandy's Haberdasheries.
Yes, Chet just idly walks along to get a closer look at those two particular shops. There's actually flowers, right? Where on the map there's flowers.
Yeah, so this is the actual store itself. This is a fountain with some planted boxes, outside and everything else. You can see similar flowers in front of the florist. So you suspect that whoever works there probably has either supplied or tends those flowers.
I'm surprised anything grows here. It's so wet all the time, and he sort of like takes a closer look at one of the flowers. Like, what kind of flowers we talking like? Are these actually nice, like decorative types of flowers, or?
Yeah. Do you want to do a nature check?
Ah, damn it.
You don't know exactly what type of flowers these are, but they look pretty overall. They have kind of sturdy waxy leaves, which you would imagine something which deals with a lot of rain needs to do. Some of the places you've been stationed before have been a little bit more rainforesty stuff, and you've seen similar things there, but you don't have any idea of like whether this is medicinal or just purely decorative or anything else, but to you, it's a pretty flower.
Yep, that's a flower.
You don't say.
Did you have nice flowers where you're from, Verity?
I think so. I mean, I guess it's sort of like a thing where, where you're from, it's always pretty to you, even though it might not be pretty for everyone.
It is nice to have them. The lads make fun of me when I point them out sometimes on our patrols. They're kind of like more focused on their steel. I always find a bit of color amongst the grey is always a pleasant, uplifting moment. It's a very small moment in the day.
Goodness. Would you like to go back to the main village now? Or is there something else that you would like to do in this area? Again, it's still relatively early morning, and none of these shops are open just yet.
Oh, so literally all shops are closed right now. Okay.
You've woken up basically just after dawn, had breakfast and stuff, and no one's quite ready yet. Well, what you imagine is dawn, because
yeah,
it's kind of grim one way or the other in town. But
Is there any parts of town that Chet hasn't been to yet? So there was the main one with the tavern, and then there's this section with Thrain's restaurant. Are there any other sections of town that we can freely walk through that we haven't seen yet?
there are a few, but I would say until you have done some stuff in the main village, there's not really much point in going to them just yet. There are characters there, but no one that you would necessarily be able to interact with in a positive way.
Okay. Verity, any thoughts on? Do you want to head back to the village, or we can investigate these two shops right in front of us?
I mean, I would like to see the haberdasher.
Yeah, you go along. You can try and see if he'll let you in or anything.
Is it open?
It is not.
Any windows we could look through?
Yeah, there's windows like by the door in the front. You can see in, and you can see kind of like him behind the counter, just kind of idly moving fabric swatches around. He's not really doing anything. It feels like he's prepared. He's just not actually in any rush to open his store today.
Are there working hours on the door?
There are not. No. That would be sensible thing. Perhaps you could suggest that to him.
Verity will start once again furiously knocking.
Coming! Opens the door, and he opens it quite widely. Like yes.
Hi.
Hello. How can I help you?
We were just walking around the market and wanted to check out one of the stores, which happens to be yours.
Oh, you're new, aren't you? I can tell. Oh my dear, I could dress you in wonderful things. Come in.
Verity will step in.
He literally doesn't see Chet, and starts trying to close the door. He's like, oh, there's two of you. Oh, you're a squat little thing, aren't you?
Top of the morning to you too, sir. Yes.
we don't see too many dwarfs here.
But wait. So who is this person? Like, what can Chet see?
This person is a human male. Let me shift C to make his picture bigger. There you go. That's what he looks like. A human male in really like frills and ruffs and everything. He's in very like outlandish clothes. You've never seen anything like this in your life, but it almost looks like someone has attempted to imitate what they think fancy clothes actually are, or you could be completely mistaken, and this is something that you just haven't encountered before. But it's very out there, not in terms of color, just there's lots of extra bits and pieces on this that don't seem to serve a function.
Very extra. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think what to do. I guess Chal just absorb the comments that he's a dwarf. And he sort of just smirks and has a big grin. So that's right, one of the tallest dwarves you've ever seen in your life.
Yes, indeed. Although lack of a beard, though. I mean, that must be a great shame. I hear that's something of a mark of shame in your culture. Well, come in. We welcome everyone here.
So yes. It is a exiled clan of mine, of course. Yes. It's a reason why we've arrived in Mucksborough. But hopefully your establishment will be able to help reduce the amount of shame that I portray for my clan.
Okay.
Verity is looking around the shop immediately, scanning everything.
Roll me an investigation check.
Hey, above a 10!
Okay, so you have kind of like looked around the shop. You see it, across this table and everything else, lots of things in work. Some of them seem to be like bulk goods that you imagine pretty much anyone could wear, and a couple of them look a little bit more custom. Like you actually see right here, in the middle of the desk. Very, very in terms large. And when I say large, I don't mean for necessarily in terms of like this person has great weight. I mean this person is at least very tall. Large piece of like lingerie or negligee type thing. So you don't necessarily know who he's making that for, or you can kind of tell from your instruction is that they are a big person, like overall. Across to the back of it, you see various kind of fabric samples, swath, like bits of spools of thread. Some of it like simple stuff like wool, other of it looking a little bit more fancy. There are shoes across the back wall, and over here you see some also additional dresses and other items of clothing that can be worn. So, right, I have the absolutely perfect thing for you to be wearing. And he grabs you by the hand and he drags you over to the back here. And it's like, right, this I think would be absolutely perfect for you. And I'm just going to paste this in the chat for the, what's it called? Call itself in Discord. This is what the dress he is pointing at looks like.
Oh, lovely. I don't think. See, so,
Not your color, right?
It's
no,
very frilly.
I think it would like. The hair and the dress would just match too much. It would just like blend right in.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. We have to contrast. We must contrast. And he points to something else. Now this is you. Absolutely.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm blue myself, so again, would just blend right in.
No, yes, you're right. So
I also don't like green.
you also don't like green. Well,
Can I see any other colors?
there is nothing of anything that is on that particular stand overall. However, it's like, well, hang on. Wait, well, like, whilst I want to dress you in the finest couture, my dear lady, we do have some more working type garb over here. And here you see a number of gambesons and tunics and things which are kind of made for adventurers. They are some unisex ones and some which are a little bit more feminine overall, but they are definitely less gaudy and less frilly, though there are frills.
Do they look sturdy though? Like,
oh no, these are just items of clothing, unfortunately. So it's just a visual appearance. But
okay.
he looks. He's like, but, I know what you're thinking. It seems a shame to hide such fine clothes under armor. See, that's where the frills come in there. When you're wearing your leather vest like you are, and he kind of like sort of just gently puts two fingers on your shoulders and sort of draws a line down your form, kind of like, you seeing this? This covers up, all the good stuff. But with the thrills, then they kind of, the lace here, all of this around the edges gives that look something pow, a little bit extra, to really, really jazz it up.
Oh, I agree. Can I think on it? I also, to be fair, we're in between jobs, so I'm also a little bit short on funds. So I don't want to put you out to do lots of work and then just not have me pay for it.
You see his face completely changed. Oh, you don't have any money, just like everyone around here, isn't it?
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I do have money, but I also need to live and feed myself, so I'm sorry if I can't just spend on frilly things. Thanks a bunch for making me feel bad.
Well, thank you for barging into my business before the doors open and having me show you these fine things which you had no intention of buying.
Hey, we've knocked, and you opened, and you just whisked us in. I'm sorry. No one forced your hand.
Yes, well, that sounds like broke talk to me.
Hey, that's not a nice thing to say.
Well, it's not nice in here to waste my time when you had no intention of buying anything. This is a shop, not a museum.
So Chat kind of like steps in to interrupt the little argument, and he's gonna lie. And the lie will be along the lines of like, hang on, I'll just try and I'll try and do it. Pardon me, miss, but he like steps in and tries to talk. We don't even have the guy's name yet, so he kind of gestures towards the shopkeeper, and he's like, "I'm afraid what the dear lady is trying to say is that much of her liquidity is tied up in assets right now," and kind of nudges Verity.
Roll deception. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, noble sound on your luck. Yes.
Yes. You have to understand, dear lady is just trying to be as humble as possible amongst the not to throw offense at you, good sir, but the commoners. I'm the appointed guards of this dear lady, so do not spread that word around, especially the town guard. Thank you very much. We are placing our trust in your establishment and your honor as a gentleman of fine goods.
He steps over and he leans in close to whisper for you. He's like, that will account for her poor manners then, wouldn't it?
And Chet kind of leans in and whispers to, yes, she's known as the firecracker back at home.
Verity, do you want to roll perception?
Sure.
Please don't roll low.
15.
You heard every word of that.
She will just sort of like smile at him in a sort of like very like somewhat like snooty, looks down her nose kind of way.
And I do believe that we have taken in your fine wares, so we shall be on our way and hopefully back.
Well, when your liquidity crisis abates, then do remember me. We are able to do custom work for you. Anything that you want and anything that you desire, I could make it.
Yes, and how shall we address you, good sir, and your establishment name, please, just so that we may remember.
I'm Dandy.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Dandy, and the name of your good shop?
Dandies?
Dandies.
Yes.
Dandy of dandies, we shall remember. Thank you very much, good sir. And then Chet starts backing up, motioning to Verity to follow.
Cool.
Chet giggles to himself, but then also grimaces a bit.
He's lucky that I don't know any hexes.
Yes, he is a dandy. It's a dandy for dandy today.
I could mess with him for a little bit, but I feel like that would be uncouth.
Ooh. What kind of messing, though?
Well, you know how I can talk to people in their minds? I mean, But I feel like that would be a little bit too soon, and he might suss out.
Sensible. Well, he knows our faces now, so... Yes,
True.
maybe we should come back later.
Okay. Okay. There is as you can see, like one store which is now opened up, which is the one surrounded by all the guards here, just down this point.
Sorry, can you ping it again? I didn't see it.
Yeah, sure. Just here.
Oh, that's a store? Okay.
Yep.
Is a person? Oh, the store. Sorry, shop, you mean. Okay. Well, what is the shop then? What are we looking?
The door is open, and you can see this. You can see this is Melis's wares and works.
Mavis's wares. Okay. I guess Chet just wanders in casually and takes a look around at the shop and at Mavis. Assuming that the shopkeeper is Mavis.
Could you give me a quick investigation check?
I will look around as well.
Awesome. All right, you both see a lot. Inside this store, behind the counter, there is quite an old, from your perception, elf. She doesn't look anything like Eldwin. This is not a wood elf like he is. This is clearly a high elf. She has a very noble bearing overall, but for the first time ever, which you've never encountered before, this elf has lines on her face. She's must be positively ancient. In this store are kind of stacks of lots of bits of metalwork and cookware and various other items. This is kind of like a tinkerer's stroke artificer's store, in a sense. Like, you feel like this is where people just take odds and sods to be fixed up. Like, you can see some equipment which, from what you've heard of the muckrakers, would be quite valuable to them. There are also some items which seem a little bit out of place overall, like chests which seem to have a significant amount of like script and text written all over them, almost as if they are warded or protected in a sense. But yeah, this is all with a lot of odds and sods and junk. You feel like you could probably get a lot of various useful knickknacks from this place. Whether it would help you with adventuring or not so sure. But think of it like almost like a Robert Dias, or of sorts. Yeah.
So not a Wilco's.
No, not a Wilco's. This is one where it's like it's all quite closed in, quite cramped, but on one side, when you walk into Robert Dias, you will see an HD television next to garden tongs type thing. You know, they've got a bit of everything, and it's all useful.
Anything particularly jumps out besides the chests?
Oh,
Nothing else in particular stands out to you right now.
so just to clarify, those are chests, as in container, like box things, not the board game.
Yeah, chests as in containers things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll approach to just sort of like inspect them closer. I don't know where they are, but just imagine I'm there.
Yeah. So these two at the back, like for other ones that stand out to you. So yeah, you can reach out and touch it. Nothing is really happening right now. You don't really feel anything from it. But do you want to do a quick Arcana check?
Sure. 12.
You don't know what specifically, but you get the sense that these are low-level magic nullifying, like wards.
Is it similar to what the... No, wait. That was a container that Billy D had.
You do see some elements of those crystals, embedded in this chest.
Gotcha.
Like,
Wait,
Oh, go ahead.
I don't remember. Does Billy D... Did he look like he's skilled with magic, or
I say from your impression of him, he doesn't look like he's a he potentially is, but he does seem like he's old and he's crafts and he's learned a little bit about everything. So like enough to get him by. Or know how to use things of a magical nature, but nothing about him struck you that he was a wizard or a sorcerer or could wield magic himself.
gotcha.
So Chet walks up to the high elf, Mavis, right? And he sort of goes up to her, waves a bit just to say hello, and he's like, "Hello, good morning. It's nice to see a shop open at the crack of dawn."
Well, good afternoon, young child. Yes, I am Malis, and this is my store, and I open at the crack of dawn simply because why not? Why wouldn't I?
Prudent business. Yes, we like to see that.
Well, I don't know
my
how
name is
prudent
Chet.
it is.
Oh,
I say
Nice,
no.
nice.
Yes.
in business for a while in Mucksborough.
Oh, I have been here almost probably the second longest of all the people in this town.
Is that long enough to have known what it was like living with the wizard thing that I've been hearing about?
Yes, I was here. I was here during the time of the wizards. Dark time indeed.
It's glad to see that you've made it the other side.
Well, in my youth, I was a much more formidable individual. I am hard to kill. But of course, the wizards had no reason to bother me because I didn't bother them.
It does sound like a good thing to avoid the wizards. Yes.
Yes,
Um,
indeed.
My adventurers and I, we may be happening across the need to extract stone from a cavern. Would you happen to have any wares that would aid in the extraction of mineral?
Well, we have picks and sledgehammers and ropes and tackle and stuff just over on the far left wall. Yes, I mean any form of heavy industrial work. I usually carry a bit of something for that. You know, anything on a very large scale though, you might have to attend the blacksmiths over in the docks district.
So in that corner, then, is there anything like a medium, not medium size, like a portable pickaxe kind of thing?
Yeah,
Potentially.
they're standard. Like they look like just standard builders tools on that front. But yeah, most there are pickaxes of very large sizes, being quite heavy and stuff, and some which are much smaller. But all are basically average sized human portable.
Okay, so going for a portable one, how much would that set Chet back in cost?
Oh, that would be 5 silver.
So Chet goes over, he picks out one that he likes to feel the weight of and is small enough that he can carry around without being encumbered. He brings it back and hands over. How much was it? 5 silver?
Before I take your silver, what type of work are you intending to do with that?
I have a comrade. He takes a liking to particular shiny rocks, and I figured having something to take those out of the walls would be nice.
She looks at you suspiciously. What walls?
Caverns, random places, anywhere that has a shiny rock. There's quite a few caves in Mucksborough, I've heard, so I figured exploring and extracting maybe one or two as a keepsake would be nice. Not to mention, perhaps a good old pickaxe would be good to pick at anything that would be lodged.
You should be careful about going into the caves around here. You may find, intending to find mineral wealth, and instead just find death.
Yes, I am prepared. And like, Chet kind of like taps, not beats his chest, but he like taps his chest. But he does it in an earnest way to say that he takes the high elf's warning seriously.
she kind of just smirks a little and then, well, yes, that'll be 5 silver.
Hey, ka-ching!
Takes that, and you now have a pickaxe.
I'll add that to my sheet.
Verity just found a cat and is petting it.
She looks over and she smiles. She's completely unconcerned about you touching her cat. The cat actually, I have to animal handling you on said cat.
Sure. Great roll.
The cat like lazily swipes at you.
Ow!
She made no comment on that. I think Melis expected that to happen.
Yikes.
Verity will step away from the cat and go up to the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Is it normal to have so many guards around your shop?
Oh, well, I mean, you should ask your colleague here why that happened.
And then Chet's looking away.
Wait, what happened?
Well, you see, I was standing in the town crossroads, minding my own business. A guard just walked up to me and started threatening me with his spear. I'm not used to this type of treatment.
Young man, I do not appreciate lies in my store. You forget where my store is, and you forget I am an elf. I can see and I can hear, and you were stood essentially opposite my store.
I don't
What did you
believe
see?
those are elf exclusive traits, but all right.
Wait, so tell me what you saw.
I saw you shove that man.
He's a tough lad. It
That
was
is
it was a bit of
unimportant.
jostling.
Jostling is a word you use amongst friends. A convict pushing someone in authority, a guardsman, a lawman, or hell, even a random civilian. Wouldn't that warrant a strong response? I would take that as an incredibly aggressive action.
Man, we are sure making friends everywhere we step in.
I mean, I'm a friendly person, really.
I would tell that to the guards. Although
That's right.
you
I'm sure these
cannot.
boys were rotting in the in the barracks anyway. This way they get to go out. In a way, they can thank me for getting their morning exercise and fresh air.
Thank you. Young man, have you even inquired what has happened to that guard?
Does he have a name? Does he have family?
He does have a family. He is in a coma.
I see. Yes. Well,
That man
maybe the
can
lesson
now.
learned not to approach me.
That man can now no longer work, and that man's family is being provided for by each of these guards you see around on the street. They are donating some of their wages to him.
Oh, that's wonderful. These are very nice guards.
They
It
are indeed.
almost makes me feel bad for everything that happened.
I think perhaps finding some method of recompense would be good for your soul, young man.
I shall take that advice in high regard from a high elf such as you.
She just nods. You are not the first who I have delivered such counsel to over the years, and I doubt you will be the last. I have been here a very long time.
Oh, speaking of which, do you know much about dear Alara, the cheese-selling lady?
The young lady, Lara, well, I know a little about her. I do attend her stall now and again. I don't spend much time in the taverns, you see, but she does good work.
Does she frequent Thrain's establishment at all?
I know that she delivers to him, which I find not incredibly unsurprising. She, again, as I say, she does good work. But I have seen her from time to time, with her cart in tow, deliver things to Thrain's establishment.
We're just trying to help Alara. She's made a very fond impression upon me and my party. We understand she has feelings, emotions towards the owner of the restaurant across the road, you see. And we're just wondering if this is a well-known rumor in Mucksborough.
She chuckles like you who live such short lives. I find fascinating, endlessly fascinating. If there was such a rumor, they have not been shared with me. Or if they have, I have dismissed them. She is very, very young, after all, and you humans tend to develop these infatuations. But no, I'm not aware of that. But if I had any advice, for the young girl is, if you have bared your heart and nothing has happened, then perhaps it is time to move on. But if you have decided it's not time to move on, then give it your all.
Sound advice?
That's what
Perhaps-
we've been saying.
Well, I guess there is some wisdom in you after all.
Hey, perhaps
Again,
we should just...
I
Oh,
will
sorry.
also say that loving people is also not a human exclusive trait.
Oh, you're correct, but I refer to humans just because I was speaking to the little human there. And she is human as well, of course, and so is Thrain.
Jack grimaces slightly, but he just absorbs it.
It was lovely meeting you.
Oh, you're welcome. Please
Wonderful.
stop by it again if you ever in need of any of my wares.
Thank you very much. Take care. And he
Goodbye.
waves his pickaxe, thanking her.
So you've been gone about an hour or so, or anything, with your various adventurers. Ilara's head spins around seeing you two walk down the road, as well. She's waving emphatic at you with her big smile and her bright wide eyes.
Jack kind of tries to get a beat on Verity first before deciding to wave back.
Oh, Verity will wave back.
Oh, okay, then Jack gladly waves back as well.
She starts waving you over to her stall.
Oh, goody.
Idly walks over to Alara.
Oh, hello. Oh, I realized last time I was here, young lady, I forgot to give you a sample of my cheese. Now wait, don't tell me. And she looks at you very, very, very closely, and very, very intensely. She slaps her hands together. Right, okay. And she starts rustling around in the back of her cart, and comes out with a small, very, very orange cheese. It is quite hard overall, but you could see her trying to sort of cut off a small piece of it, but when it does, it is relatively flaky and stuff. As she kind of like with her cheese board hands over to you, like, here, try a piece of this.
Verity will try it.
It is relatively like flaky in there, but it definitely like melts in your mouth. It is almost got a bit of a sweet aftertaste to it, but you know, overall, like to your mind, this is a very, very pleasant cheese.
Tasty.
I knew I'd get it right. I'm always right about what cheeses people would like.
So you do like cheese readings of people.
Well, you know, I just think I've got a good handle on people, and you know, I know my cheeses.
You ever given a
Really?
cheese reading? Oops, sorry.
You have a good reading on people?
Yeah, I do.
For
Can you
things
give?
other than cheese.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I understand how, you know, exactly what cheeses they would want, and well, I mean, that's usually enough. I mean, who doesn't love being, you know, given the best cheese they've ever eaten?
You know what? That is a very good question. Can you give Chet a reading?
I've already done that for him. You know, this, you know, you can't have more than one free sample.
It was a nice mild hard cheese. Yes. It was
Ah.
delicious. Absolutely, for my simple tastes, perfect. Oh, can I just quickly get how old is Alara actually on impressions? I don't think I've asked before.
On your impression, she's like relatively you know, relatively
Okay,
young, like
okay.
like in her early 20s. Let me just shift C so you
Okay.
can see her like closely. You know, she's an attractive woman overall. Just the crazy eyes are occasionally a little bit unsettling.
Is it like the what's it called, the girlfriend meme, the overly attached girlfriend meme type of crazy eyes? Is that what we're
Take
talking?
that, but dial it down by about 50%.
Okay. Just very intense eyes then.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what exactly she said the last time we spoke when she was like, "Come with me. I want to go to this very specific person."
Perfect, because this is why she called you over, so we can fill that gap in. She's like, well, look, I just want to tell you again about what I'm planning, because I think maybe I came across a bit wrong. You know, I took in, you know, what Eldwin said and his advice and everything else, and I found a love guru, someone who can help coach me on how better to speak to Thrain and how better to improve our relationship. You know, and I just wanted you guys to come along for moral support again.
Chet looks at Verity and like he sort of wiggles his sword scabbard at her in saying like, you know, muscle higher, blah blah blah.
I mean, I guess we can accompany you. I mean, the rest of our party is like busy doing their things today, so we're free.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, because I mean, you know, it's not like I'm going to be in any danger, or anything. I just could use a little bit of support, but thank you. You know, that would be amazing.
We're amazing moral support.
Awesome. So, just to give some details, we're off to see Eldra, and apparently she's been helping out, you know, youngsters for decades over the years. She's like, I swear, she's like absolutely like the best matchmaker in town without even, you know, leaving her home. Is that funny?
What does she actually do to help?
Well, that's what I'm going to find out. No one ever really tells us much detail about it. When I asked, they were just like, "Oh, she's a great help," you know. They brushed me off. I don't think it's any secret. It's just that, you know, like all the people she helps have been so successful, they can only really focus in on, you know, their paramours.
Chet raises an eyebrow to Verity in the sense of like, this seems a bit off, as you had suspected earlier.
Verity will just do the most like pained grin on her face and just go like, I guess we're going.
All right. Well, she will start to lead you away to this place. It's not like terribly far. It is just on the outskirts of the village. Again, heading south, out of town. This is the area. Like south leads to more of the slightly more barren parts of the area. But yes, let's move you over.